Hello and welcome back to another video. Today we are going to repack a RadMini into the box to send it back to Rad. Rad was gracious enough to send me a replacement bike for my bike. My bike had a crack in the seat tube right down here around the weld, and at that point it was not safe. So went back and forth with them. They decided to replace it even though it was about a year out of warranty, and now we're going to put the bike back in the box. I would say this video may be more of a comedy of errors than it is instructional, but we will try to show you how to put it back in the box so we can send it back to Rad. Let's get started. All right, so Rad sent me the nice little instruction sheets on how to send it back. It does say it'll take approximately 1 to 1.5 hours to pack it back up. So everything's kind of in reverse order from what you had before. They want you to remove the lights and everything. Battery, I think they just want you to repack it back on. So the lights on the rear I already have removed. I had to take my fender off, and then the rack too that I had on there, the rack I'm going to put on the new bike. The fenders, haven't figured out what I'm going to do with that yet, but I'm probably going to give them away to someone who has a RadMini and needs a set of fenders. So the basic things you're going to need to repack it up is a set of 8-inch zip ties and a set of 12-inch zip ties. They say around 20 of them a piece, so I went and bought a package of that. And then some 2-inch packing tape just to tape the box back up thoroughly after. So I'm going to start by removing the front light over here. Helps if I grab the right Allen wrench. So just going to remove the front light. Simple enough. You got one 10mm nut on the back side. You hold the other side with the Allen wrench and just unscrew it. Once that comes out, take the hardware and put it back on the bike. Actually, I'm going to take the hardware and leave it on the light itself. There's no real right or wrong way with that. Tighten up the nut so it doesn't fall out, and unplug the light. Next, we're going to remove the pedals off the crank. And just remember that they are reverse thread, so we're going to go the opposite direction to take them back off. Once they get loose enough, you can do the rest with your fingers. Got one off. All right, now I got them together. I'll zip tie them together just so they won't float around in the box too much. After that, they want us to place the fork back in this little tray here that holds it so it stands up straight inside the box. So we're just going to loosen up the quick release and loosen up the front wheel. And then we'll pop that off and get it on the fork tray. And then the fork should go right back in, like so. And there you are. Now the fun part comes. It's packing all the styrofoam protective padding all around the bike. So that's going to take a little bit of time. So we will most likely time lapse that as I do it. I'm going to put the battery back on there too. One thing I've noticed between the two bikes is that the newer RadMini 4 actually has a narrow wheel. It's a narrow tire too, which unfortunately, in my opinion, gives a little bit of away of the substantialness of the bike. The tires are obviously a little smaller, things like that. It just, the older one, the 2019, just looks a little more like a little electronic dirt bike, you know, shall we say. And the new one is just, doesn't seem to have the same presence, but it rides nice, so we will keep rolling forward with it and go from there. Where does all this styrofoam crap go? Good Lord. Next thing I'm going to do is remove the handlebars off the bike. Once you get two of them, either two top or two bottom loosened up, then the other ones loosen up real easy. And you can just take them off with using the long end of the Allen wrench without having to go back and forth and readjusting every turn you make. All right, now grab the face of the stem here so you can take that and move that, and we're going to pack up the handlebars nice and neatly. My wife's hacking something with a hammer over there. And I'm just going to put the screws back in the stem here so they don't get lost. Don't need to put them too tight, but just enough so they're not going to jiggle loose while it's in the box. All right, time to grab some padding and start putting everything around all of the components. So first things first, I'm going to wrap up the onboard computer. Just kind of protect that. So just wrapped up around the onboard computer. A little bit of zip ties on one side, zip ties on the other. Just enough more or less to cover it. Now I'm going to put a little padding around the cranks. And I'll do the other one right on this side. There's the other side. We'll wrap up and secure the battery now. For this one, I'm going to have to double up the zip tie because it's a little short to get around, but no big deal. Oops, zip tie broke. Perfect. We will try that again and not pull it so tight this time. There we go. Just needs to be snug enough to hold it on anyways. We will wrap up the stem. Put it down like that. Seat we will put next to it inside the box. One thing I'll note on the new bikes is that the stem for the seat is significantly longer by about another 5 or 6 inches. So now I'm at the point where I'm going to put it in the box and I'll continue packaging and packing it around. Get the box over here so then I can lift the bike in. I think I'm going to have to put the fork tray down after I get the bike in because it's just going to fall off. Grab the handlebars like so and lift up the bike. So the fork mount now I'm just going to put down in there. So I'm going to put this big foam part up front so it kind of pushes the bike back against the back of the box. There we go. That should secure it pretty well so it doesn't move back and forth. All right, well I figured out why the fork wasn't mounting on the plate, and that's because I forgot to put the skewer through it. There we go. Now we got the fork mount plate on there properly. There. Now we'll put this back in the front, right in front of the fork. There we go. Slides in like so. You have this piece that goes over the back tire. The front tire has this part to go over the brake rotor, and then this on the other side. So it looks like so. And then we're just going to pack the remaining pieces of foam around the bike to have it not move. All right, and then finally, once we're finished up, we're going to tape it all back up. I have to get my old charger to send it back. They wanted to send it back complete, but they did send me a new charger. So I will put the old charger in there when I grab it from work on Monday, and then just tape up the box and tape on the label so FedEx can come pick it up. So that is how you repack the RadMini into a box. I'm not sure if it was super helpful or instructional. Kind of just figured it out as I go, but that's pretty much it. If you happen to like this video, please leave a like down below. And then if you have any comments or questions, please leave that down below too, and I'll be more than happy to respond back to you. If you like review videos in general or videos about the Rad bike, please feel free to subscribe. I do post periodically about them. Thank you and have a great day.